President Trump's calling Joe Biden's tax plan the largest increase in American history, but that's far from accurate. And Robert Frank joins us now to set the record straight. Robert.
Good morning, Andrew. Joe Biden's tax plan calling for raising federal tax revenues between $2.5 to $3.5 trillion over the next decade. President Trump calling it the biggest tax increase in the history of our country. Now, as you mentioned, by historical standards, Biden's tax plan is big, but it is hardly the biggest. Now, there have been over 20 tax increases between 1940 and today. The top three, as measured as a share of GDP, were during and after World War II, with the biggest in 1942 at over 5% of annual GDP. Now, Biden's plan would be about 0.7% of GDP in its first year. That would rank it about the 10th largest in history. Now, in the second year, it'd be a little bit higher, about 1.5% of GDP. That would rank about 5th and make it about the largest since 1968. Now, even if you looked over the 10-year period of the Biden plan, it would rank about 5th. Now, as for the overall tax burden, Biden's plan would increase federal revenue as a share of GDP back to about the levels of 1998 to 2000. So, guys, we've had a lot of tax increases. This is a big number, $2.5 to $3.5 trillion, but certainly not the top, maybe in the top 10.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.